The twin-engine aircraft hums steadily as it climbs through 12,000 feet. Sunlight slants through the windshield, bathing Captain Mark Devon, mid-40s, experienced, calm in warm gold. In the right seat sits his daughter Emily Devon, 15, headset crooked, absorbed in the view, eager, nervous, thrilled. Mark checks the engine gauges with relaxed confidence, then glances at Emily with a soft, fatherly smirk. Emily mimics a pilot posture, straightening the yoke slightly. Mark chuckles, not bad, keep that horizon level. Emily follows his hint, the plane holds steady. The sky is calm, heatless orange, thin clouds glowing like lit paper. The radio crackles softly with routine chatter. Mark responds with practiced ease. Emily watches everything he does, trying to absorb every motion. She has flown beside him since she was 8, but today feels special. Perhaps because the world seems still, or because she is older now, or because she feels like maybe she is becoming someone capable. She inhales the smell of warm metal, engine oil, and her father's aftershave. It smells like safety. Suddenly Mark shifts in his chair, rubbing the back of his neck. Emily glances over. Nothing unusual. He adjusts a switch, leans back, exhales. A few seconds pass, then he winces. A sharp, involuntary jerk. His hand slips off the throttle. Emily's eyes widen. Mark grips his chest. His breathing becomes ragged. A strange, guttural sound escapes him. Mark tries to speak, but can't form the word. His face drains color almost instantly. Emily panics, grabs his jacket. "Dad," but her voice cracks into silence. Mark slumps, his eyes half open but unfocused. His headset slides off, dangling. The autopilot keeps the plane level, but Emily's world tilts violently. She shakes him, first gentle, then desperate. He doesn't respond. She stares numbly at the altimeter, the horizon, the world outside, unchanged, serene, oblivious, and then back at her father, who is motionless. Panic crawls up her throat. Her breathing quickens. She is 15. She is alone. She is airborne. A new ATC message cuts through the headset, crackling, calm and routine, horrifyingly normal. Emily forces herself to move. Her hand shakes as she grabs the mic switch. Miami Center, Piper 752 Delta. The pilot is unconscious. I need help. Her voice trembles, but she gets the words out. ATC instantly snaps to emergency mode. Voices overlap, instructions, confirmations. They ask altitude. She reads it. They ask if autopilot is engaged. She checks. Her breathing is shaky, but she forces herself to keep talking. A controller connects a senior instructor, callsign Echo Coach. His voice is steady, grounded. "Emily, I'm with you. You're not alone. I'm going to guide you." The steadiness of her name steadies her heartbeat. She sits straighter, wipes tears impatiently. Echo Coach directs her to verify wings level, confirm heading, check for any engine abnormalities. Emily follows every word, fingers trembling. Through the windshield, the sun lowers, shadows growing across the cockpit, instrument lights reflecting faint green glows on her face. She glances at her father, slumped, breathing shallow. Fear flashes again. She blinks hard and refocuses. Echo Coach instructs her to turn slightly west toward Palm Coast Regional. Best runway for an emergency landing. ATC clears the airspace. The sky is hers alone. Emily's hands move across switches she has only touched under supervision before. Adjust throttle, maintain altitude, start descent. Her breath shakes, but she keeps going. The plane begins to sink through layers of cloud, each level dimmer. City lights flicker faintly below. Echo Coach explains every step calmly. She reports back with quavering but determined voice. The plane wobbles. She gasps and overcorrects. Echo Coach gently redirects her. She tries again. Mark always told her, small corrections, feel the aircraft, don't fight it. She repeats that silently. The runway appears ahead, a narrow strip of glowing white lights floating in the darkening world. Palm Coast Tower comes on. Piper 752 Delta, runway is clear. You're doing excellent. Continue descent. Emily lowers flaps, extends landing gear. The plane shudders as the gear locks. She breathes faster. Echo Coach guides her airspeed adjustments. The plane feels heavy, unwieldy. She struggles to keep alignment. The runway seems impossibly small. She holds the yoke tight. Echo Coach murmurs encouragements. You're stable. You're right on glide slope. Keep bringing it down. Turbulence nudges the aircraft near 600 feet. Emily flinches, corrects. Her breathing is rapid, almost gasping. Her hands sweat, slipping slightly on the yoke. She tightens her grip. 200 feet. She pulls back, too much. The plane floats. Echo Coach talks her through it. She eases off. The wheels meet the runway with a bounce. Violent but survivable. She corrects again. The main wheels grip. They roll. Fast, she taps the brakes lightly, then firmer, holding centerline with shaking legs. The aircraft slows, finally, stops. A silence heavier than the sky falls over her. Her chest heaves. Tears fall without sound. Rescue vehicles surge toward the plane, lights flashing across the windshield. She shakily shuts down the engines following Tower's instructions. Paramedics board immediately and lift Mark onto a stretcher. He is alive but fading. They reassure her before rushing him to the ambulance. Emily steps out onto the runway, legs trembling violently. The cool air hits her face. The world feels too big, too loud. Someone puts a blanket over her shoulders. Someone else guides her toward safety, but she only looks toward the flashing ambulance disappearing. Hours later, hospital Emily waits, hollow, numb, refusing to leave the hallway. Doctors move fast behind doors. Nurses comfort her, but she barely hears them. A doctor approaches, gentle but serious. He explains that Mark suffered sudden cardiac arrest in mid-flight, but is alive due to her quick landing and immediate medical support. He is unconscious but stable. Emily collapses into silent relief. She is allowed to see him. Machines beep steadily. His chest rises under the ventilator. His face has regained some color. Emily takes his hand and whispers what she did. That she landed the plane, that she didn't let him fall. 2 days later, Mark's eyes slowly open. Nurses call Emily. She rushes in. Mark looks weak but conscious. Relief and pride flood his eyes. Emily clings to him carefully. He whispers rough words. You saved us. Weeks pass. Mark recovers gradually. He jokes she might replace him as pilot soon. Emily finally laughs again. Months later, Mark takes her to a small training airfield. They stand beside a single-engine trainer. He hands her the keys, voice thick with pride, telling her it's time for proper lessons. Emily climbs into the pilot's seat. Mark sits beside her as co-pilot. She powers the engine. The runway stretches ahead like a promise, not a threat. She advances the throttle. The aircraft accelerates, lifts, the sky opens. Emily flies.